This is CBC Here and Now.
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Carolyn Stokes.
And I'm Anthony Germain. It's a hallmark shopping stop for many people in this province. And today, the final day for Costco selling in bulk on Stavanger Drive in St. John's.
Yes, tomorrow the store will reopen across town in Galway. And if you think last-minute shoppers stayed away, well, you've obviously never been to Costco.
You know, as you can see, the parking lot there, it was packed before with deal seekers, and that included our very own Jeremy Eaton, who's there now. So, Jeremy, I guess this is the one time you had no trouble finding a parking space.
Yeah, no trouble finding a parking space, but if Gary Locke has the shot, which I think he has, they're actually wasting no time taking the lettering off the building. And Anthony, it's not very often that you'd see this parking lot this empty at 6 p.m. on a Wednesday, but that's exactly what's happening because this store is closing. It closed about half an hour ago, and the new one opens tomorrow morning in Galway. Now, for nearly 25 years, people have flocked to this lot to shop, whether it be Price Club and then the current Costco. But earlier today, I was in this parking lot talking to people trying to figure out why Newfoundlanders and Labradorians love shopping at Costco so much.
Minutes shopping by. I just want to just come here now and take a last look at Costco and that's it, boy. You know, been a long time customer and must say I really enjoy it here. And the people are great and the place is great and the money is great. Well, the prices are great anyway, right?
Yeah. So what is it about Costco that why do Newfoundlanders and Labradorians love Costco so much? Why do you love Costco so much?
Well, I guess the items. I guess is the prices.
But I'm going Thursday.
Why are you going tomorrow?
Because you got to be part of it.
I'm trying to explain the Costco phenomenon. What is it about Costco that Newfoundlanders love so much? What is it about Costco that you like so much?
Some of the prices of things that coffee, I love the coffee, so we come get the coffee.
Is it going to matter to you at all when it moves from the East End into Galway?
No, not a bit. It's going to be easier for me.
Oh, yeah?
I'm from the West End, so.
So did hit the roundabouts to get in there?
We've been up there, we've been up there in the roundabouts 2 or 3 times, so we don't have no problems with it, right? And it's only a matter of getting used to it.
It's a big difference for me. I'm not going to travel probably 20 minutes to go to Costco. We got supermarkets around here, and it's such a congested area around here. I'm going to be glad to see it go, to be honest with you.
Why are you going to go 8 o'clock tomorrow morning just to see it? Or?
Well, there'll probably be a crowd up there, so you beat the crowd,
Probably
right?
get a free gift or something.
Free hot dog.
Free hot dog, yeah, there you go.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I've eaten 1 or 2 of those $1.50 Costco hot dogs, but there are people in the East End who are not going to miss this store and the thousands of cars and trucks that flock to this lot every single day. Now, tomorrow I'm sure it's going to be a lot easier to drive across Stavanger Drive, but with Costco gone and they're just putting away the carts here behind me, that leaves a massive hole here in the retail sector in the East End, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show. Reporting live for Here and Now, I'm Jeremy Eaton in St. John's.
Well, there's a live look at the Narrows, some fog there right now, and it's been there for most of the day today. If we take a look at the satellite, you can see that fog right offshore. We are seeing plenty, or I'll zoom in there for you. You can see that fog just slowly creeping in, and that's going to stay there as we head through the overnight tonight. But overall today, an absolutely gorgeous day across the province. Those temperatures topped out at about 14 degrees for the airport around town. It's definitely closer to the 17 or 18 degree mark. 23 in Deer Lake, and the hot spot was up in Churchill Falls at 25 degrees this afternoon. Now, it does look like we're in for a quiet day again tomorrow, but I'll have all those details coming up.
Remember the explosion in Mount Pearl last year? We'll bring you the details about what happened coming up on Here and Now.
Well, the second biggest story after Costco, Budget 2019 has passed. MHAs voted through that legislation just moments ago, and earlier today, MHAs passed a confidence motion giving us a preview of who was voting for it. Here Now's Katie Breen is at the Confederation building to break all of this down for us. Katie was up there with me earlier where we actually saw that fog monster that Ashley was mentioning. So no fog now, it's all clear with the budget. How did the vote split, Katie?
Well, the PCs, for one, do not support this budget. Crosby says when the province voted in a minority government, they were basically sending a message that priorities needed to be reworked. So he made some recommendations, but none of them have been adopted. So he says that's one reason that his party voted no.
Some of these programs are smaller, a couple of $1 million. Others are larger, like the child care program. But we were willing to roll up our sleeves and do what we could to see if these could be accommodated within the budget envelope. There's $22 million in contingent fund spending there, for example. Some of that could have been freed up, but unfortunately none of that ever happened.
The Honourable the Premier. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, I agree collaboration is more than just, fancy words and so on. It's very clear.
Now, Ball says the Tory recommendations would cost a substantial amount of money. And he says Crosby didn't provide any suggestions on where to find the extra cash. But he says he is working on some of the ideas for the future. For now, it's his plan as is.
It feels that there's at least 4 MHAs in there that are not Liberals, that understand the good news that's in budget 2019, and we're just anxious now to get some of those good things out into the communities, into the pockets of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians.
Hand down. That's when you go, okay?
Mm-hmm. The NDP is on side with the budget, but Coffin says Ball didn't buy her party's support.
There are no deals in place, but discussions are happening at this point. So there may eventually be something along those lines. But at this point, this is a point in time. We had said as a caucus, we are going to deal with issues as they arise for now. And the budget has come up. We put stability of the province first, the fiscal stability of the province first. And that is why at this time we have allowed the budget to pass.
Coffin saying there no deals have been made with Ball or the Liberals to gain her party's support, but she's not ruling that sort of thing out for the future for continued support. Live in St. John's, I'm Katie Breen for Here and Now.
A few delays there from the Confederate. Apologies for that. Now, they couldn't agree on the budget, but the Liberals and the Tories, they did hold hands to send Ottawa a message about Bill C-69, another late afternoon development. Now, Bill C-69 is the new federal law on environmental assessment that the oil and gas sector has roundly criticized out of concerns that it will squash offshore development. Well, late this afternoon, Dwight Ball's Liberals supported a resolution from Ches Crosby that called on the province to challenge Ottawa using all reasonable measures, including court challenges.
A growing feud between 2 food trucks along the TCH has come to an ugly head. It has one Southbrook business owner contacting police about a threatening homophobic phone call and a competing business calling its lawyers. Here Now's Garrett Berry is live with us tonight. So Garrett, what can you tell us about this phone call?
Well, the man who received the call calls it hateful and threatening. The caller attacking his sexual orientation and telling them that he's not welcome in the community of Southbrook. We know the content of the phone call because the man who received it recorded it. That's the owner of Zippy's food truck. And we're going to play it, a part of it, in just a few moments. But first, a warning that we have had to censor some of the language you're about to hear.
I can't take you that being a queer. And you're going to make my burger, and nobody knows where your fingers were at.
That's a portion of a call James Snow says was made to his workplace. He said there were multiple calls, but only one as explicit as this. He made a recording and posted it online.
I wanted to find out who it was. Why would someone be so callous as to call up somebody in their business and say such hateful things?
In the recording, the voice calls Snow diseased and dirty.
And when Johnny O described who he was, I said, no, I don't want that. We don't want that. Man, if you ever cut yourself blood, I have AIDS or whatever.
Snow says that comment shows the caller's ignorance.
Just because I'm gay doesn't mean I have AIDS, okay? For the record, I don't have AIDS. I am not HIV positive. Just because a person is gay means that they're vile, dirty, and disgusting? No.
And that's not all. There's also reference to another business, a competing food truck on the Trans-Canada Highway. Snow says his sexuality is private, and according to the caller, someone at the competing food truck outed Snow as gay. That truck's owner says absolutely not.
I know that did not happen. For one thing, I don't even know Jimmy Snow. I don't know anything about his sexuality. I have no desire to. And as regards to going around and saying that about people, that is not our characters.
She says she's calling a lawyer because she believes that this recording threatens her livelihood. Either way, both businesses suspect this call is linked to their growing feud.
Well, Mr. Snow put out many of things on Facebook about us before this, and now that my name is out there again as being slandered, Mr. Snow should have called the police. This was a very bad phone call. It was a very threatening phone call, and anybody, as far as I'm concerned, that got a call like that would have called the police instead of putting it on social media.
I honestly believe he was instigated into doing it. Now, whether this was a competitor, a friend, who knows? But why would you go out of your way to call someone and be that hateful?
Worthy denies having anything to do with this phone call. She says that she didn't make it, nor did she have someone else make it from her business on her behalf. She says a police investigation is needed here to clear up who made the phone call and to let both her business and Zippy's get back to normal. We did check in with the police today. They said they have received a complaint. They received the complaint yesterday and are starting an investigation. Reporting live for Here and Now in Gander, I'm Garrett Berry.
New information tonight about the cause of an explosion that blew the roof and doors off a Mount Pearl business last spring. CBC News obtained a report that details just what happened at Trimac Transportation Services on the morning of June the 19th. It also outlines errors that led to that blast in Donovan's Industrial Park. Here Now's Mark Quinn has more.
Well, it was just a normal day. We were just starting our business day, and all of a sudden the building shook.
Trimac's roof was shredded. Large pieces of metal damaged nearby cars and buildings. Some of that debris narrowly missed a fuel tank farm. It left some witnesses with questions.
So something inside just had to ignite, and it was very powerful.
We have some answers now. CBC News has obtained a federal investigation report that details what happened that day. Minutes before the explosion, the mechanic was on his knees under the fuel trailer, welding a vapor recovery pipe, and that sparked the remaining fuel fumes. An investigator with the RNC's bomb unit says the explosion shot the trailer upward, where it hit the ceiling and bounced back. Somehow, no one died. Even the mechanic under the truck walked away. 9 people were inside Trimac at the time. The mechanic was one of 3 people taken to hospital with minor injuries. The report says failures by both the mechanic and supervisors led to the explosion. The mechanic didn't properly test the truck for ignitable fumes, and he should have known not to weld part of a tank that had recently been carrying fuel. Management also made mistakes. The report says the mechanic's supervisor assumed proper procedures were followed based on the fact that the paperwork had been filled out. No charges were laid, but federal investigators recommended more training for Trimac management and employees to make sure this never happens again.
And that was Here and Now's Mark Quinn reporting. Well, some stranded travelers in Labrador finally got moving today. A helicopter is now shuttling people between Happy Valley, Goose Bay and Crooks Lake. As Jacob Barker reports, the service comes after a section of highway was washed out late last weekend.
Well, you can either wait here in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, or you can get on a helicopter. But right now there is no other way to get to the South Coast. Brandon Cabot is heading back to Cartwright and leaving his vehicle behind. He's already lost 1 day of his week off from work at Muskrat Falls, and he doesn't want to lose any more.
When you only get a week, it's not a lot, but you know, it could be worse. A lot of people have had it a lot worse than what I'm going to have, that's for sure.
The helicopter that Cabot takes down to Crooks Lake returns with Eric Saunders.
Would have been working right now.
Okay.
The last 3 days work. I guess not much you can do with that either.
He's been stuck on the other side of the washout since Sunday.
It wasn't too bad. We had to sleep in the vehicle all night, right up until 11 o'clock Monday morning, right? Then they sent us, give us free gas and send us back to Port Hope or wherever we can get accommodations there.
The government says its priority is fixing the road. Crews are currently on the site of the washout, installing 2 new culverts. They expect the highway to reopen this Sunday, nearly a full week after the washout first occurred. For now, Saunders' vehicle is stuck in Crooks Lake.
Well, I guess we gotta go back and pick her up now when the road was open.
Okay.
And towards your days or whatever, right?
If you do need a ride, you can catch one here at Universal Helicopters in Happy Valley Goose Bay or at the Crooks Lake parking lot. They're running every day from 9 to 5, and priority is being given to those who have medical appointments or those with work obligations. Jacob Barker, CBC News, Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Well, there could be new regulations in store for the real estate industry after Exit Realty on the Rock collapsed 3 years ago. And as we reported last night, its owner, Ann Squires, has admitted to fraud. Now the focus is on new rules for the industry to better protect consumers as well as real estate agents in the future. Rob Antle has more in this CBC Investigate story.
Signs like this one used to be everywhere in the St. John's area, until the events of early 2016.
This is a bit of an evolving situation. We were notified officially this morning by the provincial government that they were suspending the license of the company operating as Exit on the Rock Realty.
The news broke here in this building behind me more than 3 years ago. A big player in the real estate industry gone bust, and the fallout still being felt today.
We've learned some painful lessons.
The Realtors Association is hoping those lessons can be applied here for the government to make changes, tougher, more modern rules for the industry to help ensure something like this doesn't happen again.
They've been going through a process of legislative reform, and we've been giving them some advice and from the lessons that we've learned, looking to build better and stronger consumer protection into our real estate legislation.
That's a message the province seems to have heard.
Given the fact that the purchase or sale of a home is perhaps the largest transaction a person will ever make in their life, it is imperative that we have legislation that protects consumers in our province to the greatest extent possible.
That legislation was tabled this spring, but died when the election was called.
And we're hoping it'll be reintroduced in the fall.
It's now being reviewed by a legislative committee with a goal of doing just that. That's the hope for the future, but the events of the past have taken a toll.
You know, it was really sad.
Christine Wilson used to work with Exit Realty on the Rock before moving on to other agencies. Wilson is one of more than 50 agents still owed money. They got some back, but the hundreds of thousands lost they will never see. Big numbers and a big impact.
It's unfortunate because they're single mothers that are realtors. Sometimes closings are sporadic in this industry, and they were counting on that money, and they have mortgages to pay and families to support.
In total, the bankrupt company owes creditors more than $1.8 million, and there's zero chance at this point of anyone else getting paid.
The key thing that we've learned, and again it's something that we've recommended to government, is that we need stronger accountability.
Rob Antle, CBC News, St. John's.
Concerns we had were alarming at that time, but now seeing the actual numbers for over a 28-month period, they are gravely concerning actually.
Documents show red alerts are on the rise in St. John's.
A red alert means there is no ambulance available. Later, we'll tell you why a union leader is raising a red flag. Beautiful day in St. John's. You saw Jeremy eating at Costco and Katie at Confederation Hill.
Yeah, blue skies.
Beautiful out there. But if you actually had a chance to look at the Narrows in St. John's, it's spectacular.
Yeah, socked in fog. Beautiful morning. I saw the clear skies and light winds and ran for the Narrows. So here's what I saw this morning.
The birds.
The birds and the foghorn.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh.
Nice steady hand, too.
Great shot.
That's you shooting this, right?
That's me shooting it, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was a beautiful morning.
Like
so
from there, you're almost expecting a
yeah.
And then you see the Atlantic.
It's true. Yeah.
Can't even see Fort Amherst.
No, you can't see anything. And it's been like that all day.
It's
yeah,
true.
absolutely gorgeous afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I was out there just an hour ago up on the hill, and you can still see the Narrows, and it's still like that. So a lot of fog.
Lots of fog.
Keeping it cool up there, I bet, though.
Significantly cooler. Yeah, see, there you go. There's the fog
There-
from a
Oh,
different
wow.
So that's from the
view
rooms, right? It's
Yeah,
still
from
there?
The rooms. It's still there.
Yeah.
And it's funny because over Conception Bay, it's actually dissipating. There's a little bit of subsidence happening. So kind of cool how that works.
What
Weather.
Subsidence?
It's
Subsidence?
low level. What happens is when you have high pressure, it's normally sinking air, and the sinking air gets rid of the clouds. And that's
Subsidence.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what's happening.
Save that for next Scrabble tournament.
Yeah.
Subsidence. Okay, subsidence.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how it works. But yeah, temperatures today staying a little cool at the airport, so about 14 degrees is what we saw if we take a look at those temperatures. And then warmer as you head towards Central. So Deer Lake, the interior, 23 degrees, and that warm spot was Churchill Falls at 25 this afternoon. Temperatures still quite nice across the board, only dropped about a degree in St. John's. And we'll continue to see those temperatures drop as we head through the overnight, and we are going to see the clearing skies. We are seeing some cloud cover push in right now, but as we head through the overnight, things should clear out. For most areas other than up through the northern peninsula, and then we'll see some cloud cover roll through the Labrador as well. Slight chance we could see some more showers for Lab City overnight, but overall quiet evening in store. Those temperatures a little cooler, so especially in those lower lying areas, still we could see that risk of frost yet again tonight, and we can thank those clear skies for that. Have some fog patches for coastal areas. Southerly winds 10 to 15 kilometers per hour, light along the west coast. And then it looks like 8 degrees for Port aux Basques, 7 for St. Anthony. And then up through Labrador, 10 degrees is your overnight low for Happy Valley Goose Bay. Mild for Lab City as well. 12 degrees it looks like overnight with that chance of showers continuing. Those winds are going to stay quite breezy though. Southerlies gusting to about 40 kilometers per hour, and some potential for some showers up through Nain, and 3 degrees. Now tomorrow, not a whole lot happening either. Could see some cloudy periods in the afternoon, but overall another beautiful day. Now the only thing that I'll be watching, just some showers up through Labrador, is the potential for late day fog and or drizzle as we turn into more of a north or onshore flow for the Avalon. So depending on how far that moves in, we could see some drizzle starting in the early evening tomorrow afternoon for at least the eastern portion of the Avalon. So here's your temperatures, 14 degrees, so pretty similar to what we saw today. Again, those northeasterlies 10 to 15 kilometers per hour, so generally light. 16 degrees for Placentia, and then 20 for Clarenville. Slight chance of a few showers for Bonavista, and 15 degrees. As far as temperatures go for Central, 22 for Grand Falls, Windsor, Gander hovering around the 19-degree mark, and then Twillingate a beautiful afternoon. 16 degrees should be your afternoon high there. Otherwise, plenty of sunshine along the west coast. Most of the cloud cover, if it does develop, will be towards the interior or central. 14 for Port aux Basques, and then up through St. Anthony. Another gorgeous day. 19 degrees tomorrow. Those winds light. 22 for Mary's Harbor. Same thing for Cartwright as well. And then we've got another 20-degree day, it looks like, for both Lab City, Churchill Falls, and Happy Valley Goose Bay, with plenty of sunshine and 21 degrees. Again, best chance of seeing those showers will be for Lab West and then up through northern Labrador as well. 5 degrees for Nain, so you're staying quite chilly, but northeasterlies 15 to 20 kilometers per hour. So that's a look at your forecast. We're getting closer and closer to the long weekend. I'll have all those details coming up.
Thanks, Ashley. Well, from the East End to Danny Drive, superstore giant Costco is hitting the road and heading to the West End of St. John's tomorrow.
So what does this big move mean for Stavanger Drive in the East End? With its biggest tenant gone, traffic is obviously going to slow down in the next coming days. Well, here now is East End correspondent Jeremy Eaton. Last time we checked in with him at Stavanger Drive, the big C was coming down. Is that sign gone, Jeremy?
Yeah, the sign is completely gone. The main one here behind me is still up, but I imagine that'll be the last to go. And the reason for that is that there's an employee out front letting people know that despite the media's best efforts to let everyone know that the store is closed, people are still showing up hoping to shop. Something that started almost 25 years ago when Price Club first opened here, and then it turned into Costco. And it seems that the traffic has been continuous for nearly a quarter of a century. But like you, Carolyn, said in the intro, the store is closed. It'll open tomorrow in Galway, which is about a 25-minute drive from here, meaning there'll be a lot of East Enders who won't be rushing out to the West End. But every day of the week, if you were to drive up to Costco, you'll see a lineup before the store even opens. If you drive past the parking lot, you'll see that it's almost always full. So the benefit of that is that shoppers often stop at nearby businesses to do some shopping, which is something that's not going to happen tomorrow. Now, last night at St. John's City Council's weekly meeting, I asked the mayor what it means to lose a big tenant like this, and he was quick to point out that the business is still in St. John's, so the city does get the tax benefits. Now, Danny Breen points to Elizabeth Avenue and its rebirth following Canadian Tire leaving, and hopes that there might be a similar change here. So the biggest change that people in the East End are going to notice here is that there's a lot less traffic. Now, the biggest question on many motorists' minds is, with the loss of the Costco gas bar, is that going to affect the traditionally lower gas prices here in the East End? And that's something drivers are probably going to have to wait and see until tomorrow morning when the pumps open. But after nearly 25 years, this area is going to look a lot different. No Price Club, no Costco, much to the delight or dismay of people. Reporting live for Here and Now, I'm Jeremy Eaton in St. John's.
It's also interesting just to Jeremy's left, where Target used to be,
Yeah.
and they had to pull out, so you get Costco and Target. That's a lot of empty retail space
A lot. And then you have where the area where Bombay was and
Yeah.
Bowring. So those are two other businesses that are gone out of there.
Yeah.
Rona's gone out of there.
That's true. Lots of hits in the East End over the last
Yeah.
year or so. But as far as Galway and the West End goes, I'm going to camp out overnight tomorrow to be there when the doors open.
You want to be the first one?
Exactly. It's the
Rush the
biggest
game.
thing since the Raptors.
Said time and time again that seatbelts save lives, but yet sometimes the message doesn't get out there.
Well, not only is it the law, but wearing a seatbelt has been drilled into our heads.
So why is there concern about the number of people who just aren't buckling up? We'll hear more from the police in just a few minutes. Well, back to the House of Assembly now. An interesting fact emerged today during the debate over the budget estimates. The NDP wanted to know why the province is down one water bomber, and it turns out there was a costly accident involving one of those aircraft. Now, the mishap occurred while crews were fighting a forest fire last year, and now the Newfoundland and Labrador government is out millions of dollars, according to Transportation and Works Minister Steve Crocker.
So in September, late September last year, we actually had an incident where one of our water bombers actually hit a rock and done significant damage.
How did that happen?
It was on a fire on the Germain Peninsula, I think sometime in the second half of September, and when it went down to scoop, it actually hit a rock in the pond.
Is it fair to say that reduces firefighting capacity by 20% with simple math, or?
Possibly it's simple math, but we have very strong capacity with the 415s in this province. Actually, some of the best square kilometre coverage you would find anywhere in the country. So, we were quite confident that working with the Department of Fisheries and Land Resources, we can certainly cover off the requirements.
So has the province been down a water bomber since that incident?
We have.
And you also said that you were evaluating the state of the plane. So can you give us an update on how bad the damage is?
Yeah, the damage is significant. It's somewhere around the $8 million US number.
So $8 million sounds like a lot of money. Is there insurance on this, or is this something that taxpayers have to pick up?
In this instance, the deductible is $10 million, because if you recall back a number of years, just on, I think it was in a Lab West fire, we actually lost a water bomber when they were brand new. So this had a significant impact back that point in time on our deductible.
It's $8 million, by the way, US. So that's the kind of damage that we're talking about right now. And right now, this is, in TW there, in Transportation and Works, they deal with this issue. But what I can assure the people in our province, we have the resources and the infrastructure in place to respond to, forest fires or any, fires that we would see throughout our province.
Well, as for the NDP MHA who raised the water bomber concern, Jordan Brown says he believes that the government should replace the aircraft as soon as possible, as it is a necessary service.
Rescue crews had to airlift a 13-year-old boy out of a swimming hole in Spaniards Bay last night. The boy injured himself in a popular but rocky area known as the Gorge. Searchers found him on foot but had to call in an aerial team. The chopper carried the boy out around 9 o'clock. He was treated at the Janeway in St. John's before being released. The RCMP is reminding people that jumping off cliffs can be dangerous.
NAPE is sounding alarm over red alerts within Eastern Health's response area. A red alert is called when there is no Eastern Health ambulance immediately available to respond to an emergency. And President Jerry Earle says documents show that there are more and more red alerts. In 2017, Eastern Health received 341 red alerts, and that number jumped to 460 the following year. NAPE says in the first 4 months of this year, 156 red alerts were recorded. Now, 2 years ago, Eastern Health added an additional 2 ambulances as well as 8 paramedics to help deal with this situation. Now it says an ambulance will always be made available when needed, and it's working on a number of different solutions.
This is not about governments. This is a nonpartisan issue. This is an issue about how we ensure appropriate medical response available when people need it. Because it's too late when somebody calls, whether it be their child or loved one or parent, like I just said, as a medical event or a traumatic incident, and there's a delayed response, because that can have dire consequences.
Well, tow truck operators halted highway traffic on the Avalon Peninsula early this afternoon to deal with this. A truck carrying water went off the Trans-Canada Highway and into a ditch. The accident happened around 2 kilometers from the Witless Bay turnoff. The truck wasn't damaged, but crews had to stop eastbound traffic to try to maneuver it out. It took about 15 minutes and 3 tow trucks. It was a delicate operation, but it was eventually freed, and so was traffic. Well, it's a safety habit that is taught to all of us in childhood, but police say an alarming number of people do not wear a seatbelt when they're traveling in a vehicle. It is a simple habit, takes seconds to do, yet police say they see people driving city streets and highways not wearing a seatbelt far too often. And those officers know that choosing to skip the seatbelt is a decision that can truly mean the difference between life and death. In 2017, the RCMP in this province investigated the deaths of 24 people killed by collisions in vehicles with seatbelts. Now, of those fatalities, 15 people chose not to buckle up. Similar story last year, 18 people died in crashes in vehicles that had seatbelts, but 11 of those people were not wearing a seatbelt. Police say many of those deaths were preventable.
We're finding a disturbing number of people are not wearing their seatbelts while driving. Then they get ejected during a crash. That causes the fatality. In 2017, we had 62% of the people that were deceased in crashes not wearing a seatbelt. 2018, it was 61%.
If you're not wearing a seatbelt and you're in a crash, you're not going to stay in the seat that you're seated in. Momentum, things take over with the collision, the force of the collision, the impact, and you're not going to be seated in your seat. So you're going to exit the vehicle, most likely through a windshield, a side window, something, or even if you stay within the vehicle, you're going to be colliding with an object, somebody, someone, something inside the vehicle and causing, serious injury or death to yourself or to somebody else.
We've had fatalities from people sitting in the back of the vehicle, in the back seat, coming forward and striking people sitting in the front seat that were actually restrained. So it's important for everybody to have their seatbelts on in the vehicle.
I've seen a number of times where there's a parent, driving the vehicle with a small child properly belted in the back, but the parent is not wearing the seatbelt. And I've had to explain that several times, that do you understand the risk you're taking right now? Do you understand if you leave get in a collision or leave the highway, you're being thrown around in this vehicle and you could be the cause of your child's death?
All kinds of bad things can happen. The typical crash, people think the crash is a long time. The typical crash lasts from between 100 to 300 milliseconds. It's over in an instant. Your body is going to go in the direction of that crash. If you get into a head-on crash, your body's going to go ahead. It's going to go through the window. If it's to the side, it's going to go through the side. It's going to slam. It's going to go around the vehicles. You could hit other passengers in the vehicle. You're going to get ejected. You hit a tree. You're going to hit a rock at the same speed that the vehicle was traveling. So not good.
Seen everything from death to serious injuries. So somebody who is brain dead, for lack of better terms, somebody who's in a vegetative state, never to communicate with anybody again, on life support for the rest of their days. I've seen it where body parts have been mangled.
Paralysis, seen people lose limbs, seen people get their skulls crashed, brain injuries, you name it. The full gamut of injuries I've seen over the last 13, 14 years. A lot of which could be prevented if the people stay in the vehicles.
I mean, we hear it all the time, the excuses of, I put it on when I go to the highway, referring to a seatbelt. People are just under the impression, I guess, that fatality and serious motor vehicle injury collisions don't happen on the secondary roads, the residential roads, when in fact that couldn't be further from the truth. Fatalities and serious injury crashes are happening all across the province.
Sad and it's frustrating. I've seen children, 10, 11 years old, not buckle up. Could have been alive. Adults, mothers, fathers, just because they didn't buckle up, now they've left their family.
For me, it's as disheartening as when somebody is the victim of a collision with impaired driving. You look at them and say, what, this was a survivable collision, and now we have to go and tell somebody's friends and family that because of their neglect to wear their seatbelt or the mistake of not wearing the seatbelt, they have serious injuries, or God forbid they died as a result of it. I have to say, it's disheartening, and it's always, I just don't understand why they don't wear it.
At the store should be getting you to fill out a safety form.
If you or someone you know is planning to use fireworks this coming holiday weekend,
then you won't want to miss this next story. You may not be the pyrotechnic expert that you think. The lowdown on the do's and don'ts of handling fireworks.
Well, this next video from The Lowdown, our consumer news you can use series, is pretty explosive.
Certainly with Canada Day on the horizon, reporter Jen White takes a look at fireworks and gets some tips on how to stay safe while you celebrate.
It's almost time to celebrate, and you're planning on getting some fireworks. Well, there are some things you should know before lighting up the night sky. Here's the lowdown on fireworks safety. As part of the Consumer Fireworks program, vendors in the Metro St. John's area must have employees who are certified to sell them.
The people at the store should be getting you to fill out a safety form, which goes through some very important information about the space where you intend to fire the fireworks, just to make sure you have the proper clearances and you're not too close to any houses or overhanging wires or trees, vehicles or other buildings.
Party says it's important to read the instructions on each firework because they're all different.
For example, this one I have here, it only requires a distance of 6 meters for people to be away because it only shoots 3 meters into the sky. And this smaller one here goes up about 60 meters into the sky.
When you're getting ready to fire them off, check the wind speed and direction so that it will land away from spectators and not cause problems for surrounding property. You should also have a bucket of water, a garden hose, or a fire extinguisher nearby.
If the fireworks don't fire when you light them, don't attempt to light them again. These are what we call duds, and they can misfire. Put them in your bucket of water and let them sit there.
Party says it's important to obey the safety rules.
A lot of people think because you can buy them at your local store or at one of the temporary vendors that sets up, that they must not be dangerous, but indeed they are. They're made with explosives, so they're not toys by no means. Somebody could get hurt, burned, you could do damage to property, you could do damage to vehicles, and the last thing that the fire department wants to do on New Year's Eve or Canada Day is to respond to a house fire.
Stay safe and have fun celebrating.
July 1st, not so far away. Another story now, a unique, environmentally friendly house in Nova Scotia is turning a lot of heads, and the owners claim it's the next logical step in saving the oceans as well as the planet, and it's all about the building materials. CBC's Brett Ruskin checked it out.
When these two entrepreneurs told people they were building a plastic house,
they looked at us like we were crazy.
But here it is.
Nice full-size vanity, double vanity, bathtub, soaker tub. Regular house stuff.
Under the surface, though, it's far from regular. The walls are 6-inch thick melted plastic.
So this is a shredded PET, the first step in the recycling process.
PET is polyethylene terephthalate. There's a good chance you've drank out of it recently.
How many other homes are like this in this area, in Canada, in the world? None.
It also has an unbeatable view.
This is a rooftop terrace. This is directly above the living room.
And all of this was built very fast.
We put up all the walls in about 7 hours, and then we put the roof in another 7 hours. So it took us 14 hours to put the house up.
You put all the walls up in one day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those walls withstood testing in Category 5 hurricane strength winds, and they're super energy efficient.
We're 2.3, 2.5 times the efficiency of a normal home.
All this for around the same price as a conventional home. The team has boat building expertise and used some of those techniques and materials here on land.
You know, just taking from one industry and transferring it over to another, thinking a bit outside the box and making it work.
You know, you're saving the planet, you're saving the oceans, you're taking all this PET out of the environment and making stuff with it, making a beautiful beach house like this one.
Brett Ruskin, CBC News, Matagan River, Nova Scotia.
That's pretty interesting. You know, we've had so many stories about what happens to plastics that have been negative and showing up in developing countries and all that. Well, there's a story of something you can actually do with them.
Could be a solution.
Yep. Welcome back. Well, earlier in the show, Ashley kind of stopped us in our tracks with the word subsidence. We said that at the same time. So, Professor Brawweiler, explain in greater detail.
So I kind of just quickly grabbed a graphic for you there just to kind of show you what subsidence is. So I talked about how it's high pressure is sinking air, and that's what leads to the fact that the clouds essentially get eaten up, and then the other way would be low pressure where you've got rising air and you get those cloud cover. So just to show you kind of how this worked today, I put it in black and white so you can see it a little bit. Fog all along the coast, and then as you head into Conception Bay, you can see it doesn't develop, and that's where that subsidence was happening. So hopefully you understand that a little bit better.
Can we see that other thing again?
That?
Yeah, I just keep thinking of sex ed when I was a teenager for
Oh,
some reason.
jeez.
I was a confused teenager. I'm just saying.
Clearly.
Yeah, clearly. But yeah, so that's how it works. It's kind of neat. It's why I love weather so much, how these little kind of things play into what we see through the day. Especially when we've got those clear weather days. So quickly we'll look at the 24-hour outlook for tomorrow for the metro area as we head through the overnight tonight, dipping to about 6 degrees. Sunshine should be the story as we head through the afternoon. And then I have that increasing cloud towards the evening and overnight hours. We could see some fog develop with that along with some drizzle. So definitely it is certainly a possibility. Now as we head towards Friday, the beginning of the long weekend, that system will stay offshore, it looks like, but we should see some cloud cover potential for some showers, especially for the Avalon, and then up through Labrador staying unsettled again as far as that cloud cover goes. And then we've got the potential for some showers moving through as well. Now, for the rest of the weekend, those temperatures should be hovering around what we're going to see for Friday. A little cooler on the Avalon, like I said, with that chance of showers, onshore flow, likely some drizzle and fog through the day. 13 degrees as of now, that's what it looks like. Gander 18, Grand Falls, Windsor sitting at 20 degrees, Corner Brook 21 with that chance of showers as well. A beautiful afternoon expected up through Happy Valley, Goose Bay, 21 degrees, and then same for Lab City and those cooler temperatures. Now, looking ahead, not a whole lot in play as far as the forecast goes. Low pressure systems, but as we head towards Monday and Tuesday, I'm just kind of showing you what's happening as far as those model track comparisons, because you can see one system has it staying offshore and the other one has a hit for Newfoundland. So as far as those forecasts goes over the next couple of days, this likely will flip-flop, but here's what it looks like as of now. Saturday, or rather for St. John's and Eastern Newfoundland, 14 degrees tomorrow. Again, that potential for some RDF as we head towards the evening hours. Generally sitting in those teens as we head towards the weekend. For Central Newfoundland, plenty of sunshine right until it looks like Sunday when we could see that chance of showers. Certainly, or not certainly, but as of now, it looks like Monday we'll see that as well. Western Newfoundland, 22 degrees tomorrow. Friday looking at 21. That chance of showers moving in either Saturday and or Sunday, and then looks gray for Monday and 17 degrees. Up through Eastern Labrador, right now plenty of sunshine right across the board until we hit Monday. Good chance we will see that drop in temperatures for Monday, and then same thing for Western Labrador. Now a little bit of a beautiful weather shot there for you. Can't really tell where that's from, but what a stunning shot.
With an interesting structure as well.
It is. It's an entrance to a harbor. I know that doesn't mean much, but I'll tell you.
See that? Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of texture in that picture.
Beautiful shot. Thank you so much for sending that in, but we'll tell you who sent it in when we come back.
Low tide. Welcome back. Wind things down quickly, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that beautiful weather photo that we got today.
You said it was a harbor.
It was the entrance to a harbor.
Okay.
In Old Bonaventure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I thought that was such a great photo when I saw it this morning. But yeah, it's a view of the entrance of the harbor there, and David sent us that photo this morning.
Nice shot, Mr. Brophy.
Yep. Absolutely beautiful. If you have any weather photos that you'd like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca and we can get them on the show for you. Hopefully. Get lots of photos.
Awesome.
Great one. All right, well, tomorrow.
One day closer to the long weekend.
One of the biggest days in the Newfoundland
and
Labrador
that too.
calendar.
Right.
She's thinking long weekend. You're thinking Costco.
I'm thinking, I think payday and Costco coincide. So
do they?
what could go wrong?
Oh, a coincidence?
I think
so. I think so, yes.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Now, about subsidence.